Hey y'all, I have so much fun when the intro comes on. I don't know about y'all, but I do. Welcome back to Smell the Roses. My name is Raquel Rose, and you have just entered my garden. Okay, it's our garden, actually. Sorry, I was on my fatty vibes, right, with the hoodie on. It is Soft Shorts Wednesday, guys. I have on shorts. That's why I'm totally covered at the top because I was cooking and I get hot when I cook, and I'm either totally covered at the top or I switch it up. Okay. So today I'm scantily clad at the bottom. Okay. I hope that you all have on your soft pants or shorts. What's up, Divine Photos? What's up, the Genius CEO Postman? Bear down. Yes, go Chicago Bears. Stephen James, what's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? I hope that y'all are having a wonderful Wednesday so far. Ain't nothing but a pizza party. Okay, all right. Yes, I love pizza. My favorite pizza is pepperoni pizza. I love pepperoni pizza. We have this place here in Atlanta called Fellini's Pizza. And I love that place. Well, I don't know. I gotta talk to Fellini's. I think they changed up their pizza sauce, and I don't know. I don't know. I gotta talk to them. I went there the other day with my son, and I wasn't as impressed as I usually am. But whatever. Welcome to Smell the Roses. I'm glad that you all have joined me this evening. You see the title for this Wilted Roses Wednesday. Ugh. Kids, comedy, and chaos. We're going to talk about the Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels drama because it has just hit a fever pitch. Okay. All that smack talking Anton had been doing all last week, going from podcast to podcast, channel to channel, saying that he was going to whoop Corey's butt and do all of the things in between. And now today, he's singing with a different tune, and it sounds a bit litigious. And if you don't know what litigious means that he is going to, or possibly has already consulted an attorney to sue Corey Holcomb. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine paying to go on someone's show? You go to their show. You're very disrespectful while you're there. You offer to go outside to fight the individual. That doesn't happen because the individual doesn't leave. But then you rage quit on the show, go home, and make 1,000 videos talking about how you were going to beat this man up and how this man didn't want it with you and all of these things. And now, all of the sudden, because the man talked about your family, particularly your child, which I think is sad, it's sad, right? But let me just say this. Corey Holcomb talks about his own family. He talks about his own children. He talks about his own baby's mothers. And for someone who claims to be as bright and brilliant as Anton claims he is, I can't imagine that you didn't do your research and know this man's comedy and know that those two people in your life were on the table for slaughter, right? Now, I think it's unfortunate because it didn't have to go that far, but it's just unfortunate. You know, your daughter it's not like she's in elementary school. She doesn't watch YouTube. She doesn't watch, if she was a younger child, she doesn't watch like adult YouTube, right? Because my kid has always pretty much watched YouTube, but it's not until now he's 15 that he's, catching episodes of, me on Fatty's show with the Untouchables, or me with Ali, or me on SBC, or, other adult channels like he listens to Kwame Kwame Brown sometimes, so yeah, these kids are on the internet, and you would think that somebody that is such an astute father, somebody that is always so worried about, how they're looked at in the public eye, they want to put their best foot forward, that they wouldn't get online and go from podcast to podcast talking about kicking someone's ass. Um, it's unfortunate that now this young lady has to be the laughing stock at her school, right? Because of the harsh jokes that Corey Holcombs was saying on her. Um, but this is a casualty of war. I don't know if any of you all have read the book, The Art of War, but if you are going to study, you better study your opponent. You better study your opponent. Don't go to war and think that, it's just it's fly by night. Nothing of war is fly by night. You do a lot of strategizing to go to war, right? And I think that Anton was winning a lot of small battles last week, and then this week he was slapped with losing the war, right? And using words like my daughter's going to the well, anyway, we'll get into that. What's up, everyone? Gnail, Divine Photos, Wesley Scotts. It's so good to see you. Thunder Dan, love that name. Yeah, so I'm going to bring up the first video, and I want to give a shout out to Mika. Mika, I'm so sorry. You were also a person that was somewhat a cat, you caught some strays, some scrap metal, but I think you held yourself together well. I wasn't there, I don't know, but I have your video pulled up here. I want to kind of show love to you first, because I feel like you're a classy girl, and I don't believe what the blogs are saying. I don't think that a woman like Mika is in a man like Anton Daniels is like, she's a fly girl, and Anton is kind of like a lame, a square. I mean, with all due respect, I just feel like she could do a lot better than Anton. I mean, money or no money, she doesn't strike me as the type of young lady that is like a bag chasing in that aspect, right? So I'm gonna start with her because I did watch Fatty's review. I think that was last night or earlier this morning when I was up walking the dog. And I do kind of agree with Fatty. If your team Anton, then you can't ride the fence. But if you're a content creator and you are trying to make your own lane and not ride on the coattails of one man, then you might want to open the pool up to be able to work with bigger content creators. I think Mika does music too. So Hollywood, LA, these are probably the places where she wants to go, so I can see why she wants to keep things copacetic, maybe on both sides. So I wanted to open up my platform to platform her, because there's a lot of lames on YouTube speaking down on her, and I don't think that's fair. I think people should just keep it to what we know for sure. And what we know for sure is that Anton went up there on the 5150 show clearly with an agenda. It seems like he kind of lied to Mika too, to kind of like have her on his arm as like some sort of like arm candy. And I mean, can you blame him? She's beautiful, and she's also smart as hell. So yeah, I'm gonna let this play so we can hear. What's up, Stillmatic Network? What's up, Sandra? Yeah, she didn't say anything crazy. Yeah. And Anton mentioned that it was her. So yeah, her involvement is due to him. Right. I completely agree with you, Sandra. Yeah. So that's why I wanted to kind of open it up with, with Mika here. And then we're going to go into what Corey and the 5150 show said last night. Okay. So here we go. And I'm not going to play, I'm not going to play, um, I'm not going to play everything that was said. Hold on. I am. Here we go. I'm not going to play everything that was said on the 5150 show last night. Okay.
But before we start the show, I want to go ahead and address the whole Corey Holcomb situation. All right. The whole Corey Holcomb incident. Now, 2 weeks ago, I was told that I was going to go on the 5150 show. And I was excited. All right. I was excited about going on the 5150 show.
Yeah.
Last Tuesday, I got on the plane to go from DC to LA. I got to the 5150 studios at about 8 p.m. Pacific time. I met Corey Holcomb. I was introduced to him. He shook my hand. Then about, I want to say 5 minutes before the actual show started, I was told I can't go on the show. I said, okay, cool. Then I was told that I could sit on the set, but I have to sit off camera. I said, okay, cool. And that's where I sat for the entire duration of the show. Now, the show starts. And as you know, what happened, because it went viral.
Yeah.
All right. So if you guys want to see all of that, you can go watch it. It's everywhere. All right. But with all that being said, as that's going on, when it becomes abundantly clear that it's time to go, myself and security go ahead and start to leave.
Mm-hmm.
When I get to the door, as I'm going out, I hear Corey Holcomb say, yeah, leave with your security and your bitch. And I'm not going to lie. I was shocked.
Yeah. I was shocked too watching it. Like,
because
who was he calling a bitch?
It's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
That I would be called the B word.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had such a positive outlook and a positive take on 5150 and Corey Holcomb. Last year here in DC, I literally went to a Corey Holcomb show.
Mm-hmm.
So when I found out I was going on 5150, I was like, oh.
Hell yeah.
This is exciting because I just went to see a show. And now I'm having this experience. So it was very unfortunate. Not only that, I hear explain the bitch and this bitch on my show.
He was just mad.
I don't know who she is. Alluding to the fact that I'm just here and it's somebody's side chick. And I'm nobody's side chick. So it was very unfortunate and very hurtful.
Yeah, my feelings would have been
that
hurt.
I can tell you. That was my feeling from the experience.
Right.
But with all that being said, I can say this. I still don't have anything negative to put out about Corey Holcomb or the 5150 show. I went for a positive experience. I had a positive outlook on what
could happen. Right. Right.
But it didn't happen. And again, it's unfortunate that all that transpired afterwards. And I was caught in the crossfire between two grown people that were arguing back and forth with each other.
Mm.
So my outlook is this. I don't have any negative views on Corey. And like I said, it's unfortunate, but I forgive Corey. I truly do. But that was my experience. And I wish nothing but the best for Corey and the 5150 show. I just wanted to come on and really say my piece because I really hadn't said anything. Because everybody else was talking.
Right. Talking crazy.
So I wanted you guys to hear it from me. So that was my experience. That's all that really happened because it was a small time frame. So any other narrative is not what it was. This is exactly what happened. And so that's all I really have to say about it. Because that's all that happened. So you guys are going to get down in the comments and let me know what you think about that.
Let me give this video a like.
But that's my thoughts and feelings on that moment in time, that situation, that incident.
Oh, Mika, I'm so sorry your feelings were hurt by that. I would have been hurt by that too. I can tell y'all that I hang around more people that are like Corey Holcomb than I do Anton Daniels. Now, do I work with a lot of people like Anton Daniels? Yes, I do. But are they my friends outside of work? No, they're not. So if this was me with my friends and this was happening and somebody called me the B word, I would understand that they're not mad at me. I'm just a casualty of what is happening. You know what I mean? So I think that what Corey did last night, he was trying to clean it up a little bit, but he still had some really crass jokes about Mika that I didn't like. So as we move into that video, I'm not going to play that either. Okay. Because I just feel like it's messy. And, that's not fair. Nobody assumes that Darlene is screwing Corey Holcomb or Craig. Nobody assumes that. So if anybody's assuming that because Mika is on a show with Anton Daniels that she's screwing him, I think that's childish and absurd, and y'all need to stop. So all this side chick and all this other stuff to me is lame. Every time I see it in my timeline, I ask that YouTube not suggest it for me. So that's what I'm doing to combat that kind of foolishness. And I hope that if you're in the Rose Garden and you're listening, yeah, and you're listening, that you don't click on those kinds of videos, because I don't think that's fair. Just because I like to do panels with Ali and Fatty and Mr. Walker and Gavin X, that doesn't mean I'm trying to sleep with them. And I've said it a few times in the chat. My parents are in Spain. They live half of the year in Spain, and we're going to go see them this summer. I would love to leave my son in Spain with my parents and hop on the train with my husband and go to Lisbon, Portugal, and possibly have Fatty take us around town and take us to like historic places and maybe some fun places, maybe some clubs. Like, we've partied in Ibiza, but we want to party in Lisbon. And just because I do that, that doesn't mean I'm trying to sleep with Fatty. So we have to stop assuming that because women are working with men that they're sleeping with them all the time. That's not fair. That's not fair. So y'all need to stop this crap with Mika being Anton's side piece. Like, no. Okay. So I just wanted to open up the show with that and say that, yeah. So that's my 2 cents on it, on that part. And for anybody watching that's new, I do always post the videos that we cover in my live shows in the description so that you can go back and give the content creator a full review of their video and also like it. Okay. Mika has great content. I like her. I'm subscribed to her. And I think that she is you know, she's a cool content creator. You could learn from her. You know, you might not see her, you know, view her, you might not have the same political views as her, but still she puts out great content. I think she's worth it, you know. But anyway, what's up to Hellenism? It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you, girl. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Okay, so that was just like that was icky. I felt her when she said it hurt her feelings. It hurt my feelings when I was watching it in real time and he was like, "Get that bitch out of here or take that bitch with you." I was like, "Ooh, who is that?" You know, cuz I'm not subscribed to Anton. I don't like him very much as far as like content creation. He's just not my cup of tea. He's never has been. I don't know about the Fight Club days. I'm very new to some of this, but yeah, I just he rubs me the wrong way. You know, he just rubs me the wrong way. So I just don't watch him. Like I said, like he wouldn't be somebody that I would hang out in my personal life. And yeah, you know, and if Corey Holcomb was one of my friends and you know, I would ask him to kind of like tamper down with Mika. You know, you don't have to drag her for filth. She has nothing to do with it. But he would probably tell me to mind my business and then I would have to. But okay, let me share this next video with y'all. This one that we're going to cover here is the 5150 show from last night. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. So this is going to be the true raw video. I hope I don't get in trouble. I hope I don't get in trouble, but here we go.
Remember when Dennis Rodman was in the league and he was dressing crazy? And, you know, I forget who it was. I think it was Alonzo Mourning. And he kept slapping his ass. And Alonzo was like, you know, kind of mad. And he was yelling from the sideline, "You a sick man. You a sick man." Because Dennis Rodman knew, okay, this is his limit and this is my limit. My limit on this particular thing is a little further. So let me try to.
So what Greg is talking about here is like the point of contention between Anton and Corey, which was when Corey told Anton, "You kissed the white man's butt." And then Anton came back and said, "You suck the D of black people." Now, if you know, and Anton did say this during the interview, and I don't know if we'll get that deep into it. I'm not going to show the little girl. I'm not going to go that far, but the Genius CEO, is someone not going to show my son when they're mad at me one day? My son's online. My son's online. My husband is online. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys see my whole family from my brother to my mother to my father to my grandparents. You know, should the potato basket want to, you know, drag me for filth one day and talk about what my YT mother or my YT son or whatever, you know, that people do that. This is part of being a content creator and putting yourself out there, is that you're opening yourself up to these kinds of things to happen to you. That's why you can't get online, or you shouldn't get online putting out bad karma, telling people that you're going to kick their butt from here to there. You would have walked them like a dog, all of these things. I don't think that, you know, I don't know if you guys have ever read The Art of War, but in war, families are not off the table. Families aren't off the table. Even in the streets, families are not off the table. I had a friend whose son was deleted in a kick door situation. And the people knew he was only a 15-year-old boy. But the point of the matter was they were at war and the son was a casualty of war. So I don't, for some of y'all that are not in the streets, I don't think y'all understand. Like, this is not a movie. This is not Scarface where people are upset that the target, is a wife and a kid, or that a wife and a kid would be in a car and that you wouldn't. Like, this is like the street life. There is no rules. And all last week, that's all y'all were arguing over all week, is the rules of the street. The street is a jungle. The street is a jungle. And if you have a family that you care about, then you move a certain way. And Anton wasn't moving like that. He wasn't. Now, do I move like that? Yeah. I'm never going to drag anybody's child into it. And I have no intention of showing that girl on my page because I feel very bad for her. She's in her senior year and she just was put on the Summer Jam screen in front of 25,000 people. And there were some very crass, harsh jokes said on her. And that my heart broke for her. That's why I have the heartbreak emoji, because that's embarrassing. When you're in high school, the last thing you want is a blemish on your reputation, be that from a little boy or a little girl in your peer group, and especially not from a man like Corey Holcomb, a comedian with a mass following, somebody that was in the movie Life, somebody that everybody knows, somebody that is way bigger than your dad could ever be, But I think it's very disingenuous for people to say that children should be off limits. They should be, but in the streets, they are not. Gang members, they don't care where those bullets go. It's innocent kids that are wrapped up in street drama every day from adults. Is it wrong? Yes. Does it happen? Yes. But for y'all to say that the children are off limits and there are rules to this, there are no rules. To the dope game, to the street life, there are no rules. So y'all stop saying that. Stop saying that to people. It's very disingenuous. Because when you're out there in the jungle and you've got an enemy, and it's by any means necessary, by any means necessary. That's how people feel, and that's how people move on the street. And if you don't think that, then you're going to be dog food. You'll be dog food. So I just want to say that. Yeah, the street code is open season. That's what BMF taught me. It's open season. You see how 50 Cent didn't have no kind of empathy for Little Meech, and he wasn't supposed to. He wasn't supposed to have no empathy or no sympathy for Little Meech, even though Little Meech is a grown man and he's still a kid to Meech. To Southwest T, that's still his nephew. But even Southwest T was, because there are other ways you go about handling that. And you see how 50 Cent talk about his own son, just like Corey Holcomb talks about his own daughter. So why you would think that a kid would be off limits, to me, is childish. And it just goes to show that y'all are really just like gangster. Like you take what you see on American Gangster and Scarface and all that, and you apply it to what really goes on out here in the jungle. And it just doesn't apply.
Take him in deep waters. He was just trying to take you in deep. But you caught it though, so it didn't work.
Yes.
But Dennis Rodman also was in front of cameras.
Right.
He knew when
This is what we have to make sure is understood. Some people, when they in front of cameras, they understand this is basically court gear.
Right.
This is court gear.
Yeah.
It's proof of what happened. I can't respect all that in front of the camera stuff.
No.
I respect the work you put in elsewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
But he don't want your respect.
He ain't gotta have my respect.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you want, look, I am not ashamed of my masculinity. All my young guys out there who watching this, they're gonna try to make you think something's wrong with you if you have a line that a batty boy cannot cross. If you have a line where you like, don't play with my sexuality like that, they're going to make it seem like you're hateful or you're something.
Sandra, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you on that. But when you're like, I'm pro-black too, but fuck with me and have crusty lips or a fucked up lace front wig. All that pro-black stuff goes out the window. We joan on each other. That's what we do. We cut to the bone. Like, your mama fat, your mama black, your mama crunchy. I mean, even Tariq Nasheed is pro-black, and he made a whole crispy puppet for Tommy Sotomayor. You know, all that stuff goes out the window once you bring disrespect into the room. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It is a bit of hypocrisy, but it just, when you're mad and you're angry, that's what we do to each other. We've done it on the school bus. We've done it in the cafeteria. You know what I'm saying? Your hair is nappy. You got a kitchen. Your weave don't match your edges. Where your edges at? You know, like, we do that. That's what we do. All he wanted the man to say was that, or all he wanted Corey or Anton to do was explain why his content is so anti-black. Like, they're just things about Anton that are icky. It's not like watching you where you're fair and partial and calling it down the middle. Anton doesn't call it down the middle. And then for me, it's like, I'm from Detroit. So when it behooves Anton, he can be, pro-black. Oh, I'm from Detroit, Okay. Well, then if you're from Detroit, why don't you ever, why don't you point out the hypocrisies that you see in other people that happen to be YT men? He was quick to call out white liberal women. So I feel you on that, but then it's just like, when you're angry and you're mad and you're somebody like Corey, who is very raunchy in his comedy, it's just like, I'm gonna go there with you. And he did. I was shocked too by some of the things that Corey was saying. I'm not the type of person that would go to a Corey Holcomb's comedy show. That's not the kind of comedy I like. I wouldn't go to Dave Chappelle's comedy show either. I don't like that comedy either. but we do roast and joan on each other. And when we're roasting and joning on each other, the things that we say to each other are very anti-black. That crispy puppet, that Coon Award. That's what we do.
You're not hateful. You are a man. You built like that. You're supposed to fold it up as much as you can in this crazy world. But if somebody is testing your manhood like that, man, I'm telling you, man, I don't care how well composed you are. We still animals.
All day.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play with mine. Whoever you are. So some people want to say, well, that's all somebody got to do to set you off. I guess. I ain't from that world. Where I'm from, people don't go there with you.
Right.
Yeah.
But he had the whole place set up.
Yeah.
Man.
if you want a fight, if you want to take it from joning on each other to actually physically fist fighting each other, say some gay shit to a straight man. That's the quickest way from going from talking to somebody getting dumped upside their head because you done took it a step too far, and now you done called me gay or said something about some D in the booty, and people just don't play like that. And if you watch Corey, then you know that he has a thing about that. Maybe that thing comes from being in Hollywood and the casting couch, you know? So I think that if, that recon work that Anton said he did before he got to the show, that backdoorian stuff, I think that was totally said to pull the thread to get him to come out of his character.
Okay. Another thing he depended on, which was error in logic, is called false equivalency. He understands how we was raised, the era we was raised in. He really.
Let me read these super chats. So thank you, Rakai Media. Rakai says, Raquel, we watch YouTube clips of how BW hyenas treat their own children. So how can we say that children are off limits? No way. I agree. I agree with that. I agree with you. They aren't off limits. They aren't. I mean, it's unfortunate, right? Like, you love your kid and you don't want anything bad to come upon your kid. You got to move like that. I opened the door up for my son to get talked about when I let y'all on my Instagram page, when I post my son to my YouTube channel. Everybody don't like me on YouTube. So I agree with you, Rakai. Thank you for your super chat. I appreciate you. And then Divine says, what Anton fails to understand is there's no rules in a street fight. It's life. People don't play fair. It's a dirty game out here. Yes, it is a dirty game. I wish I had the heart to pull up that news article. I worked for a sheriff here in Georgia. And that sheriff, I worked for a sheriff, okay? And this is going to choke me up a little bit. I worked for a sheriff. And when I was campaigning for him to run to be the sheriff again, there were people throwing food at me as they were passing me on the street. And they were telling me, they were like, you are campaigning and you work for a crook and a criminal. And I was just like, no, this man takes care of me. He treats me well. I'm getting paid more than I've ever been paid in my life. And guess what this man did? Guess what he did, y'all? He X'd out the man who ran against him for sheriff and won. This man's name is Sidney Dorsey. I worked for him. When I was 19 years old, I worked for that man. And he killed this man in front of his house while his wife was in the house cooking dinner, not cooking dinner, but his family was getting ready to take him out to dinner to celebrate his win. And there were about 4 to 6 people that ambushed him when he came home from work that day. They shot him dead in his front yard. There is no love out here in these streets. There are no rules out here in these streets. None. Okay? Those people that were throwing food at me and telling me that I was working for a criminal, they were right. They were right. And that taught me from now on, you don't trust people. You can't trust people, and you can't trust that the rules apply, that everybody is going to apply the rules the way you would apply them. It's disgusting. I feel disgusted that I ever worked for somebody like that I ever trusted somebody like that I had on rose-colored glasses thinking that, if you're a sheriff, then you're on the right side of the law. He wasn't. He wasn't a good man. So don't believe these things. The only rules that apply to you are the rules that you set for yourself. Thank you for the super chat, Vicky. Or Vic. Vic is V3. Don't be out here talking greasy for a week when you have a homely wife and daughter at home. Nothing is off the table. Watch your mouth. And even if she wasn't homely, the easiest thing to say about a woman is that she's a hoe. That's hurtful too. You just heard Mika say that it was hurtful to be called a bitch. It was hurtful. All of it is hurtful. Whether you're homely or beautiful like Mika, there are things that are going to hurt your feelings. So I agree with you. Don't be out here talking greasy for a week. I mean, he was going to every channel he could get to talk about what he was going to do to that man and, eating good off of the YouTube streets. And now, as soon as Corey Holcomb's put your daughter and your wife on the Summer Jam screen, now all of a sudden you got to be, it's about the kid and it's about my family. No, it wasn't about your family last week when you were talking greasy. Ugh, I'm sorry. That was heavy. I can't even believe I told y'all that. That is one of the worst things of my life. And I was involved in the 2006 BMF raids. I had no idea what was going on but I was wrapped up in it, and I can't even speak badly on those guys. I never seen those guys do any of the things that all of the documentaries say they did. Oh my God. Okay. So Rakai, thank you. You say last one. When I was much younger, I knew people in the street game who would hold children, hostage until their family members paid the money that was owed. Yeah. Go to Mexico. Go to Mexico, flexing and flogging. Go to Mexico. Leave your kids somewhere playing and think that they're not going to hold your kid ransom for your Rolex or whatever. Or go to some third world country and think that they won't play those kinds of games with you. You better keep your head on the swivel and act like you care about your own family before you get out here and disparage people. I would never get out here and just disparage anybody. Y'all hear me talking crazy to people that have talked crazy to me first. You have to provoke Raquel. Raquel doesn't just come out and call people a potato sack or a raccoon for no reason. Don't provoke me. I try to rise as far above as I can, but even I can get gully. Even I can be, yeah, so crazy. But yeah, thank you, Rakai. Thank you to everybody that has donated tonight. I appreciate y'all.
His study, he understands, the type of environment we came from. So he knows that people are going to take whatever they see and equate it to something, because they're not going to have enough understanding of what's going on to make an appropriate decision. So he knows that there's going to be some false equivalency. People are going to think this happened and this didn't happen. And it's nothing. Anybody that's thinking, that has a logical mind, knows the play. They laugh at it.
I can't give him credit for shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't care what you studied. When I was in your grill, you did not say it.
That was my.
That's why I told D to move. I'm like, oh, I'm finna bust this motherfucker. This motherfucker think I'm joking. And I kept getting him out. So I don't care what somebody say. It's the glasses. When you wear glasses, people think you smart. But I think the people that think people that wear glasses are smart are the dumbest people in the world. They put a man on TV, Dr. Fauci. This man had on glasses. Everybody thought he knew what he was talking about, and they did what he said. He gone with the money and everything. But the motherfuckers like me who was looking at Dr. Fauci like, man, fuck that motherfucker. We always the ones who they treat us like we don't know what we doing. We know what we doing. You can't come to me with no script about you got to do this if you want to survive. When I've been surviving out here without doing what they say ever since I was probably in 5th grade, and I realized I ain't fucking with what these people talking about. About 5th, 6th grade, that's when I realized, oh, this all sucker shit.
Yeah.
So motherfuckers with glasses can fool you. I studied. You didn't study me because when I got up on you, you failed the test. And you'll fail it every time if a man in your face. I know it. It was broken down in a lot of ways. Only thing I didn't like when people was like, he woke up on me. I don't woke up on men.
Right.
But if you're not a man, I'll walk up on you. So if you speaking up like somebody did something wrong, it's because you got inadequacies. Because I ain't walk up on you. I walked up on that peon. And we'll walk up on him again, but I know I'll never see him again face to face. I ain't gonna never see him.
No.
Okay, so Dr. Fauci was right about some things and he was wrong about some things too. Yes, I did too. I saw that too. I work for one of the alphabet agencies that give out vaccine. And there's a lot that we are still learning about that vaccine. There's a lot that we are learning about it. And a lot of the death that you saw was by some of the methods of treatment. You know, we can't deny that either. You know, if we're just going to call it down the middle, if we're calling it down the middle and we're reading all the research, not just the research that fits our bias, you know, I work in health policy, in public health policy. And so, you know, I have to provide responses to congressmen and people that sit in the House of Representatives when the constituents send letters that say, hey, this vaccine X'd out my family member. I want to see, you know, I'm FOIA-ing the records to see, you know, how many deaths were caused by the vaccine or what have you. Not like there are things that are right, but not one of us is right all the time. I think that is what Corey is trying to say. Like, there are things that we take for face value, and then we have to learn as we go. You know, I in my house, I'm the only one that got that shot. My husband did not, my son did not get that. I'm the only one with it. So, you know, we'll see what happens to me in 10 years and 15 years. We'll see. You know, we'll see what happens to you. Because I'm sure if you were working in the hospital that you also had to get that. Because, you know, they forced it on us. It wasn't something that we could opt in or opt out of. And that was a little strange, right? If you're not going to do it for all, then why do it for a select few? And were those select few lab rats? You guys, like, okay, we can have a discussion on epidemiology another time. Okay, I would love that, pubs and centers. I love that. I work with a lot of epidemiologists and laboratorians. So yeah, I would love that. I would love to have that discussion. That's the kind of stuff I really like to talk about right there. I don't know if the audience would like to talk about it, but I would love to. I would love to. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Okay, let me let this play.
We asked why his plan didn't work. You know why his plan didn't work? And I've told y'all before. I'm a chosen soldier of God. His plan didn't work. He thought he was going to get me.
Okay.
It didn't work. He didn't have the courage to make his plan work. All he had to do when I was right there, say I suck dick again. He didn't have the courage to follow through with his plan. I got bitches with more courage than him. I got a bitch who was talking to me crazy. Shut your bitch ass up, Corey. I was, hey, don't say that. Shut your bitch. I said, say bitch ass again. She said, shut your bitch ass up, nigga. After we wiped her lip off from what was dripping out of it, we was fucking again. And I told her, I can't really be around you no more because I can't control you. You crazy. You really are who you say you are. That motherfucker, if you a man, you know he's not who he says he is. Now, somebody else got something to say about that cake ass nigga. Go ahead.
No, shit, there you go.
Okay, I want to talk about the situation with the broad that he was with because she wanted to make herself known. Somebody else who's chasing attention. She wanted to make herself known. When I said, get your ass and your bitch up out of here, I didn't say no names because I didn't even know who that was. I was stabbing at that nigga. If you really smart, you know that. I'm you with the brawl, get your bitch up out of here. I'm stabbing at the nigga. I'm trying to bring some courage out that nigga and make him stop doing all that talking. So, the brawl who was with him, what's her name?
Don't know her name, but we got the video.
Play the video if you got it. Can you play the video? Let's make her famous.
How long? How long
Now, 2 weeks ago, I was told that I was going to go on the 5150 show. And I was excited. All right? I was excited about going on the 5150 show. Now, it's Tuesday. I got on a plane to go from D.C. to L.A. I got to the 5150 studios at about 8 p.m. Pacific time. I met Corey Holcomb. I was introduced to him. He shook my hand. Then about, I want to say 5 minutes before the actual show started, I was told, I can't go on the show. I said, okay, cool. Then I was told that I could sit on the set, but I have to sit off camera. I said, okay.
Now, the worst thing you can do is open your mouth around me. I'm going to be able to cipher who you are. Young lady, as soon as you ride on the lot, it's cameras. As soon as you ride on the lot,
Now, I didn't get this part. Y'all listen to this and maybe somebody break this down for me in the chat. I didn't get what he was trying to say here. I didn't get what Darlene was trying to say either. I mean, maybe they wanted her to be more like ingratiating, be more excited to meet them. Maybe, I don't know, but listen to this.
Cameras. I'm going to put you on the spot right now, D.
Okay.
I'm going to put you on the spot. You saw them get out the car, right?
Yeah, I was in my car still.
What did you observe when they got out the car about their energy together?
It was interesting for sure because, to me, if you're walking up on somebody new, you freely introduce the whole crew.
Right.
And I walked right up to him and he said, oh, Miss Darlene or Miss D, whatever he said, gave me a handshake, what have you. Said, I'm not a handshaker, I'm a hugger. So we hugged. I introduced myself to the security guard. She was already walking towards the door. And it's not like he stopped her to say, And I thought, to me, I don't know. That's just very strange where it's like, well,
The
wait
fact
a
that she
second.
got out the car and just ran right inside and wasn't with him.
Well, she wasn't near him, yeah, but she was walking more towards the door without him. So I don't know.
I mean, to me, that sounds like Mika was more excited to meet Corey than to be up there with Anton. That's what it sounded like to me. And maybe she didn't see Darlene, you know, because she's so excited to get inside. Maybe she's thinking Darlene is probably already in there. But I don't know, y'all. This was kind of like, what?
I just find that very odd because, okay. And then when I came in, I wanted to go up to her and introduce her. And I had already heard the stuff going on because Phil had made it clear. He said, hey, because he said, I don't know how that happened. Phil knows, but that where he mentioned something about the seat or a seat or something about her being on the show.
Hey, Phil, I ain't expect you to say this. What happened with, because you told me.
He made it.
You told me when I walked in the door and I was looking like this
what?
pussy motherfucker might not be on the show.
He didn't ask. Yeah. You said,
What happened with him?
He said something about her being on the show. And I said, did you talk to Corey about that? And he was like, no. So I told him that's probably not going to happen.
yeah,
man.
he did. He said,
Can they hear
said,
Phil?
Yeah. Corey rarely puts anybody on his show, period.
mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. I want to make sure everybody.
So, like, if you playa like me, you know what I'm saying? And listen, I lived in Atlanta. I've been the nightlife, that was my life. Okay. None of this sounds like Mika is Anton's side piece. None of this sounds like it. What it does sound like to me is that Anton was using this opportunity as a bargaining chip to make whatever his relationship with Mika is, to like make it a little bit more intimate to me, right? You lied to her to get her to come out to California. Then you did what you had to do, or you were trying to do what you had to do to get her on the show while she was out there. It didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Mika ain't really pressed about you. You just heard Darlene that she not even walking with him into the building. She's trying to get in there for herself because it was an opportunity for her, just like it was an opportunity for him, except the opportunities that he was looking for were more, let me get on the show and let me bag Mika once and for all, right? Because I'm pretty sure he has a crush on her. She's beautiful and she's intelligent. And so I think he was trying to use this as some kind of like, I'm the man, I got you on the show, come be my lady tonight at the hotel room. That's how I'm reading it. I'm not reading it as a side piece from Washington, D.C., coming out with her side dude to California to rendezvous and be on the 5150 show. No, I think Anton was using this opportunity to get Mika to rendezvous with him. So all of these like channels talking about her being a side piece, I'm not with that. Y'all not really like, you got to tap in. Like, why would he lie to her about being on the show? It would be to get her to come out there with him. For what? What do y'all think that would be for? Because if it was just him going on the show, then it's just like, hey, gang, you're my team. I want y'all to know I'm going out to the 5150 show. I'm going to do my thing out there. Y'all promote it on y'all's channel. Something like Fatty might say, hey, y'all, I'm going out to 5150. Can y'all stream it from y'all's platforms to like get our numbers up? But if you're a man who's interested in Mika, you would use that as some kind of bargaining chip to get into the panties, is what I'm looking at it like. I don't know. I definitely believe that I believe that too. Pubs and Sinners says, I believe that Anton tried to hustle a promotion appearance for Mika for free publicity for her show. Yes, definitely. And that would have been enough to try. That would have been the bargaining chip to get into her panties. Because why would you lie to her to get her to come out there telling her that she's already going to be on the show? She didn't know she wasn't going to be on the show. So it's like a double angle here. You know, I can get her some publicity and I could try to get in her panties too. That's how I see it. I mean, I know dudes that have done less for that, you know?
Know what happened? Because the broad said he had told her she was going to be on the show 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
So if she got any common sense, she should know this a cake ass nigga.
Yeah, she know that. I'm sure she know that.
If she got any common sense, she should know, oh, you a fuck boy. You told me I was plugged to be on the show.
Right.
Because I believe he told her that.
Right. Me too.
I believe he thought he had bargaining chips with
because
a nigga.
why would she come?
He
Exactly.
didn't have no bargaining chips. No, she can't come on the show. I don't know nothing about that.
Right.
Just like he faked, like when he was on the phone. I told you, I come to do your podcast in person and woo, but then right after the show, he on there with Gucci and Yuck them on the phone. Some Zoom shit.
No, you mean where he said he doesn't really go on other people's shows.
Right.
Physically, not
He said he's gotta come, but he right on the show with
what? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he was on the show with Yuck and Gooch, and I forgot the other brother name.
I don't know these people.
But you know guys who be up here at the Coin Academy.
Who are these people?
I'm like, I thought he said he didn't do that.
Yeah.
But back on the broad. So it was really sitting in my head. I'm like, oh, this is bitch.
No.
Because I know how that shit go. Except, what was that clip we played in the beginning of the show? Yeah. Play it again.
What? He needs Fatty on his
20,000 or
production team.
25,000.
He needs Fatty and Player One on his production team.
Yeah, we can't do this like this. This can't be done. It's got to be a producer over there.
Oh my God. He needs Fatty and Player One on his production team because this sucks, right? He said, yeah, we need a production team. You sure as hell do. Thank you, Mr. Walker, for the $3 super sticker. I appreciate you. And I think I might have missed another one. And Pubs and Sinners, thank you so much for your super sticker. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you. That's crazy.
It's destroying the point.
It is.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
What I'm trying to say is this, man.
A poor guy.
The man claimed Christianity over everything. And Darlene, did you hear me when I said, I think it was before the show started, I said to him, well, the fact that you married is one of the reasons I brought you on here. Because you brag on being married.
Right. I remember that. And then somebody else in the room asked him something about his wife as well. So it was.
No, we don't care. We don't care.
Oh, I guess you could play it.
Black people. Do you think black people? I'm a Christian first. I'm a Christian first. I'm a Christian first.
See, that's the
Boy.
that listen. One time, you know, like I was talking to my dad because I was going to Morris Brown College. It's predominantly Black, and I got into it with my African studies class because I did sign up for African studies. And, you know, they were basically, you know, I used to be like, you know, I'm Black and I'm proud. And people would be like, nobody sees you as Black. You don't get the same Black experience. And that bugs me. that I understand it, but I hated that people would tell me that I can't identify with something that I feel so strongly attached to, right? And my dad told me that people see you for like outwardly, they only see you outwardly first, like their physical appearance. Like in order for them to see me as Black, they would have to get to know me, right? And then I've heard my dad say in other situations when he's talking to my brother or my cousins or whatever, he would say, whatever you identify as, you're a Black man first. So to hear Anton say, I'm a Christian, when people see you outwardly, they don't know what your faith is. They don't know that you're a Christian or that you're a Muslim or that you're a Buddhist or that you're Confucius. They don't know these things. Why is it so hard for him to say that? Does anybody get that? Clark Atlanta in this piece. Okay. We got some Clark Atlanteans in this bitch. Shout out to the AUC. That's very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I went to Morris Brown in 2000, from 2000 to 2001. I'm an old lady. If y'all didn't know, I'm very old.
You use your paper to fuck bitches you would normally never be around. You an ugly ass boy. You an ugly ass boy. You brag on having no children out of wedlock.
Yeah, I agree.
You got a picture of his daughter?
Oh no,
I'm a dirtbag.
Okay,
You got a picture?
okay. All right, so that's where we're gonna leave it. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there. We're gonna stop sharing this video because I don't want to contribute to this young lady having a more of a stressful senior year. And young lady, if you see this video, and I'm sorry this happened to you. I know how embarrassing this can be. Trust me, this is not how you want to go out and be remembered when you leave your high school. So I'm sorry that this happened to you. But just know that you are a resilient human being and you'll get over this, okay? All of us have a glow up season. I think that whoever picked that video or that picture of you, they were intentionally looking for something that looked messed up. I think Fatty described that that photo or that video that they showed of you was you coming from a karate or jujitsu match or whatever. So and I'm a gymnast. My hair was never cute after a competition. It was always sweated out. We hear about Black girls all the time in sports where they're getting talked about their hair because, our hair, when we sweat, it gets a little, it draws up, it gets a little nappy. And we look a little disheveled, but that is not who we are every day. And you shouldn't let what this guy did last night define who you are as a young woman. Okay. This is just one of many little hiccups that is going to come up in life and you will overcome it. Okay. So please don't do anything foolish, like try to hurt yourself or, don't do anything like that. All right. Talk to your mom, talk to your good friends, maybe go see a therapist if it would just make you feel better to cuss your dad out to somebody that's not your mom or not your auntie or somebody, because that's what I would do. I would be using my dad's money to go and cuss out the therapist. I would be treating the therapist as if it was my dad, and I would be giving my therapist an earful of my feelings towards him because your father put you in this position. And I know you're mad at him. I'm pretty sure I would be mad at him too. I'm mad at him for you right now. But don't do anything foolish. Don't hurt yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Okay. Don't stop your sports activities. You know, don't let this throw you off your square too much. It was hurtful. You see, Mika, she took a week off. You know, she let the dust settle, and then she came out and she spoke when she's ready. And you can do that too. You're 17, you're about to be 18 years old. I would love to hear your thoughts and your opinions about this. You know, turn this into power. Don't let this pain rob you from the joys of life. Okay? And I'm being sincere when I say this to you. And I'm speaking to you directly. Okay? Like, seriously. I'm so sorry. Okay, so now we're going to talk about this last video, okay? And I'm going to share this screen with y'all. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. Now we're going to talk about your dad. Because it's some things about your dad that I feel like he's an opportunist and he still doesn't understand. Like, I feel like he's using your pain as a way to get another bag out of this situation. And if you're new to my channel, if you don't mind, please hit the like button. If you're watching on the horizontal or on the vertical, hit the like button. Consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to reach 3,000 subscribers by St. Patty's Day. I'm almost there. Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to watch Anton. I'm not going to play any of the crap he did last week after the 5150 show. I do agree with Divine Photos. I think that Corey's show last night would have went a lot differently had Anton not gone on the F Corey Holcomb's tour last week after he left 5150 with all of these smaller content creators. I think it would have been a different show last night. He probably would have touched on Anton a little bit, but do I think he would have dragged his wife and his daughter for filth? I don't think he would have done that. But I feel like, you know, Anton, you left him no choice. So we're going to watch a little bit of what Anton had to say this morning. I'm going to let you guys hear some of the litigious words he used, and then I'm going to explain to you guys what I think about the potential lawsuit he's obviously gearing up for a lawsuit. And I'm going to let you guys know what I think. I was a paralegal for 15 years. I worked in litigation. I did evictions and foreclosures. Okay. Real estate. I know a lot about real estate. My husband is a realtor. Listen, it is not easy to sue somebody for defamation. It is not easy to sue somebody for what is the other thing that he could possibly be suing for? Minors and consent. You know, she's 17, so legally she could be considered an adult in some states. And so it's going to be, there's a very high threshold that you have to prove in court to win litigation like this. And a few doctor's appointments and things like that are not going to do it, especially when you were on the internet streets a week ago talking about how you were going to beat this man's behind left, right, up, down, and center. I think that if you do, Anton, try to file a lawsuit against Corey, you should be expecting a countersuit. And I think that Corey's countersuit to all of the threats you were making last week is a lot stronger than the one time Corey Holcomb's mentions your child. Okay. Corey Holcomb did not put her on the internet for a week talking about her negatively. He did it one time, whether it's right or wrong in our opinion. He did it once. He used an image that you had already posted or your wife had already posted onto the internet. And once it's in the public domain, It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. It is what it is. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. But here we go. We're going to let this guy here, we're going to let him say his piece.
That are watching this right now, that I remember used to being here all the time, and there was heavy supporters. And now I see that some of them are a little bit different. Like, for example, Vatos Bulldogs.
So wait a
said,
minute,
"Stop
hold
the
on.
cap
Wait a
like you didn't
second.
wake up."
Wait a second. So wasn't he on Illa's show last week talking about how hip hop ain't this and how hip hop ain't that, but he got Dr. Dre in the background and Biggie Smalls? Didn't Biggie Smalls say that my dudes like to kidnap kids, something, 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 throw them under the bridge? Remember that? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? He was just talking real foul about the culture with Illa and them. And I've never watched his show before, so I didn't know that he got the little baby and Gunna back there. Gunna and Lil Baby? Is that a Snoop Dogg album right there? Wow. So when Fatty says he's a walking hypocrite, he really is. He really the genius CEO. Don't start, okay? This is Switzerland tonight. Just tonight. For Anton's baby girl. This is Switzerland, okay? We're not gonna get into what happened last week. You know, I know we're team Fatty, but we gotta leave that. We gotta leave that for another day. Okay. All right, here we go.
Ready to respond. I'm gonna speak to that. Vatos Bulldogs used to be a very, very heavy supporter of the show. But what I've realized is people will switch and change depending on how messy that they want you to be. So I'm gonna address this like this.
Okay, how messy they want you to be. What were you last week, Anton? You weren't messy last week when you were saying this man was shaking like a leaf, that you were going to kick this man's butt. What? Now all of a sudden you're holier than thou. You're in your Christian bag and Vatos Bulldog 420. What? Like, people talk a lot about like certain people in these spaces that I've been working with, but at least they're consistent. Last week you were all about the rah and petty as hell, and now this week you're like Michelle Obama. You're flying high, you rise above. Man, I don't like you, bruh. I don't like you.
Because the thing that I tell people all the time is you never, ever, yeah, facts, fair weather friends. We know what it is. We've even revived some people's platforms with hate. But in a month, those same platforms.
Let me tell y'all something. Let's just say I wake up tomorrow and I'm going viral and I'm at 1 million subbies. If y'all see me doing flaw stuff, please call me out. Please call me out. Please tell me that I'm being bad and set me straight and hold me accountable. How can you have all of these subscribers and they don't think that you are being weird this week after last week you were going crazy and going nuclear? I mean, is it like, I don't feel like I have an audience like that. I feel like y'all really do like hold me accountable, whether I'm on SBC or y'all see me over with Fatty or Ali, or I'm over there with Sandra, or I'm over there with Dee Reacts. It's the same. I have the same subbies. Am I different when I go from panel to panel? If I was, y'all wouldn't be here tonight. I'm like, no. Yes, I do get into it with tyranny. Yes, I have had bad moments where I've said bad things, and I've acted less, with less decorum than I should have. Y'all tell me all the time, hey, it's enough now. You need to stop that. Stop cursing, Raquel. Raquel, let it go. Raquel, you're punching down. Y'all tell me that. Jay Walker, prime example, love her to death, and the twins. Shout out to the twins, my love bugs. I love y'all so much. Okay. But y'all tell me all the time when I'm acting a damn fool and I'm not being ladylike. Why isn't anybody telling him that he's not holding himself to the fire like he does everybody else?
Are going to have to figure out what else to talk about once this whole thing dies down. All right. But let me get to exactly what it is that y'all want to talk about. So, of course, I'm familiar. And of course, people were sending it.
That was a coordinated bonnet event. Okay. We did that bonnet show on purpose. Okay, because one, we're Black women. We have bonnets. Now, do we wear them out in public? No, we didn't. No, we don't. But we wore them on the show to discuss them overall. And it was a great show. I feel like that was the best show, the best panel I have ever been on. I mean, even Sandra said that we were being too good, that we weren't misbehaving enough, basically, with our bonnets on. Okay, so the real books or whatever. Okay, whatever. It was for a greater cause. Our bonnets that day. Okay.
To me yesterday and all of that, right? They were sending me everything that was being said about my daughter and my wife and all of that stuff, right?
Oh.
And so the thing that I try to tell people on a regular basis is this. Never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, let your emotions make you make illogical decisions. We are a thinking people now. We are evolving. We are no longer subjecting ourselves.
Okay. Is Anton a tether? Is he? Okay, so I was in the gym about 6 months ago, and this guy was hitting on me. And we're just like on the treadmill. I'm walking, I'm talking to him, and he told me he was from Detroit. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, cool. You from, I was like, he was like, he's from Detroit, blah, 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 but he's Nigerian. And I was like, oh, I didn't know, okay. Wow. Okay. So I'm meeting a Nigerian from Detroit. That's cool. His parents are Nigerian. He was born first generation American here. He was born in Detroit. So is Anton possibly Nigerian? This guy was pretty tall, though. I heard Anton is short and stocky, but why do people call him a tether? I need to get down to the bottom of this. We need some real journalism out here.
As the streets, as the culture, as the thing that we criticize the most. So I'm going to just say this. I'm not going to make it a long thing. I'm going to be very, very clear. And we're going to move on. I'm not going to address it again. All right. So here's the thing. Since the beginning, I've always.
The Real Books. I love, that is my favorite song from Prince is Raspberry Beret. Oh my God. Raspberry beret. Oh my God. I love that song. Okay. But anyway, here we go. Here we go.
My number one thing in life, above all, when I made the decision that I wanted to have a kid, and I said that I was only going to have one kid because I wanted to make sure that I poured every single resource that I could into the kid, right? And that is the purest thing that we can do, is that we can take care of our children.
That one too.
Our children are the ones that are our future. Now, I'll give you a little bit of insight for those of you that may not be familiar with my daughter. USA team, at different points throughout the year, she's usually ranked about number 2 or number 3 in the country. Junior Olympian, probably has close to over 325 medals.
Okay, hold on. Pause. So Project Leroy has blessed us with some data here. He says, Mrs. Rose, people suspect he's a tether because of his stance on reparations, as well as identifying as Christian before a black man. Roland Martin said the same thing, and he's a tether. Roland Martin is a tether? I didn't know that. Wow. Okay. So listen, if y'all don't know what tether is, a tether is when you are a person of color from another country that works against Black American culture. Okay. A lot of people call Fatty a tether, and I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, he's clearly a person of color. I don't feel like I never heard him say he's against reparations. You know, I have heard Anton say some really crazy things about how he hopes Black people never get reparations and all of that. That is wholly egregious. Okay. So Roland Martin is Haitian who undermines Black Americans. Got it. Yes, that's exactly what being a tether is. You don't just have to be from a brown person from another place. You have to be a brown person from another place who is acting like an immigrant raccoon, if you know what I mean, like Beardman 305 has eloquently said here. And Silver Slick Sly Silver Slick Bront says, nah, he's a tether. And then Divine says, Mrs. Rose, notice AD Anton Daniels never spoke positively about Blacks. Plus, he always picks out the worst moments of our Black people being arrested. Yes. Totally agree. And when he was on 5150 show and Corey mentioned the part about the police, you would think that as a Black man, he could identify with what Corey was saying. You know, when Corey said that the police have, full, they can take the full opportunity to just delete you, and they rarely ever suffer any consequences. You would think that a Black man from Detroit would identify with that, but he doubled down and said, I never been to jail and I don't know nobody who's ever been to jail and all of these things. So it's kind of lining up that he might be a tether. So the context clues are there pointing in that direction. Okay, but let me let this play.
Of which 200 and maybe 80 of them are gold, has traveled across the world representing our country, and is probably the sweetest soul that I personally know. Now, of course, we can be a little bit biased. Our kids are the sweetest things to us. Those of us that are in our kids' lives and that are participating in our children's lives. But a very, very accomplished minor child, meaning that she's still a child. And one of the things that I tell my daughter every single day is that I want you to stay in a child's place. I never want you to grow up too fast. I never want you to be out here doing things that you're not supposed to do, because you have an expectation on your life. And so the thing that I've always done is try to protect my daughter against the world, from the world. And what this has shown me is that eventually all of our children, and she is still a child because she is an underage child, all of our children eventually will have to see how ugly the world is. All of them. Regardless of how we feel, regardless of what happens, all of our children will have to seek, we'll have to see what the world is. What we as parents are supposed to do is protect them as long as possible, until they have to see what the world does, right? So this is what I'm gonna say. My focus right now, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get into the show. My focus right now is trying to figure out the psychological damage, impact, and trauma that has been done to my daughter. I pulling her out of school, early therapy, making sure that she is protected, trying to see what the fallout will be as far as her having to be removed from some of her competitions because of a lot of different things, including online bullying and psychological damage. There's a lot of fallout from what happens because she is so accomplished. She has some of the greatest schools in the United States of America that has been seeking her out, scholarships, looking for her to join the team. She is on track to be a United States Olympian. She was supposed to be possibly in the next Olympics. And I don't know how damaging this is to her psyche. I don't know. Who knows? This can be a lifetime of damage. We don't know what butterfly effect things that we do to our children. And the one thing that most fathers, Black fathers, try to do is they try to make sure that their children are protected.
So these are dog whistles, Black fathers, right? And at the same, he's dog whistling for Black fathers to side with him. And he's also at the same time about to be kind of like, it's another slight towards Corey, because Corey has babies' mothers. His relationships with his children, or at least one child, is a bit contentious for the most part. Just keep listening.
That's what we do. As fathers, we don't really care what happens to us, right? Because that's just life. Forever can imagine what would happen to our underage children. No matter.
And see, our underage children, she can join the army. She can join the military at 17. Look it up. Look it up. She might not be able to buy liquor or get into a club, but she could be. So when I heard this morning, I was like, oh, he's trying to sue Corey.
What happens to us? We don't want anything. For those of us that are in our daughters' lives, we don't want anything, children.
You caught that, cases? Yeah.
Under no circumstance. And so I don't know. I think that a lot of people don't really understand the impact. And I'm speaking to all of us, for all of us. We don't always know what the impact is to our children. We don't know the psychological damage, the emotional damage, the wreck that happens in their lives when other people go after children. I thought that children was off limits, but I guess not. I guess not. So my number one concern, and I'm gonna say this, and again, this is for all of the civil, awesome Black people out there and people in the United States of America that want to ensure that their children go.
No, Project Leroy, I completely understand you. You know, I say my son. Y'all don't really hear me say my child, do y'all? I say I have a son. He's 15. That's what I say. Because even in my, and to me, a child is like, 0 to 12 or 0 to like 13, that's a child. My son is 15. He's closer to a man than he is to a child. Yeah, so I feel you on that. Steven says, Chief, okay, I'll say it. I don't like it when women keep talking about their children. Their children and the kids are like 30 or 17. That's not the same as a child who is 5. It's disturbing when a man does it. Yes, same. That's why me and Cases and Cams feel like he's using her as a way to get another bag out of Corey or like another week of content, when it's like, let it go, bro. Let it go. Like, I'm pretty sure your daughter wants to like leave this all behind her, and here you are her and mentioning that, she has all of these accolades and that she's, distraught and distressed, as she should be. She was just put on the Summer Jam screen. Give it a rest for a minute. Let her have her feelings and be in her emotions about it. Just talk about the topics that you want to talk about today. Stop talking about her. It's sickening.
My number one goal is to always try to figure out how I can protect my underage child.
This sentiment last week when you were going all up and down this internet streets talking about a superstar and how you were going to whoop his butt and how, he was shaking like a leaf and all of this stuff. I mean, even my son does not like it when I make videos about tyranny. He does not like that. He tells me all the time, Mom, you're punching down. That's a little girl. You need to stop. He tells me that all the time. And I'm like, Bubba, but she said, and he's like, like sticks and stones, Mom. Like, she can't hurt you, Mom. Like, you're never going to see her, Mom. And I have to tell him, you got a point, Bubba. You got a point. I'm sorry. I won't do it anymore. But he tells me all the time. Ugh.
My underage child. That's all I care about. I could have never imagined in 1,000 years.
Yes. O.W. Teddy. I feel like it was very childish of these two men to be arguing at each other like that on the 5150 show. I do think that was childish. That's why last week I barely covered it, because I thought it was childish and silly. I'm on panels all the time where men speak at each other very heated. At no point has anybody ever said, F your dead mother or F your daughter or F, we don't act like that. For the most part, Gavin, Mr. Walker, Ali, Fatty, they don't take it there, or at least they try really hard not to. And we always try to get it back on track. And I was really hoping that they were able to get it back on track. And for a minute during last week's episode, we all thought that they were getting it back on track. But when you're acting like a little pansy, and you're there for internet content and fodder, and you just can't let it go, then it's like it's something else. And clearly that's what Anton was on, because he left the 5150 show and did about 15 episodes with other content creators saying that he was going to beat him up and he would have kicked his butt and he's not a man and all of these other things. So I can identify that they were acting childish, but now here we are. Here we are, y'all. This is y'all. I'm talking about it just like everybody else is out here talking about it. Yes, I agree. KS said, whenever two men are involved, there is always an underlying threat of violence. So be careful who you get into it with. It may have collateral consequences, including your family. I agree. That is what I posted earlier today. I don't agree with bringing people's children into an adult argument. However, there are no rules to war. In war, you do what you must. I think Fatty was just explaining to us, like men in caves, they weren't able to just, ooh, kumbaya. No, we needed to survive and eat. So if I need to steal from you to feed my family, that's what I have to do. You know what I mean? And in this case, this content drives money and it's dollars and we all want to eat. So was it right for Corey to come online after listening to Anton be on everybody's podcast talking cash money crap about him? Was he just not supposed to say anything? This is a man that talks about his own daughter, his own baby's mother. He talks about them very crassly. And Anton thought that it was a good idea to talk at this man that way and think that this man wasn't going to go pick the ugliest picture of your daughter out and the ugliest video of your wife out to broadcast to everybody. When we get into these situations with each other, we are not thinking maturely. We are thinking immaturely because we're already in the weeds. We're already pissed off, and all of our, professionalism goes out the window. Same with me. I am so professional at work. I would never in a million years come at anybody how I come at some of these women online at work. I would just let it go. I'll just let it go because it's my bread and butter. However, online, cussing people out gets you paid. Putting people on the Summer Jam screen, it gets you paid. Y'all are not watching me right now. You guys are here because of the title of this show tonight. If I would be talking about My Little Pony and Care Bears, y'all wouldn't be here. And I'm saying you, Teddy, because I haven't seen you here before. So like to me, this is my first time meeting you. So I have to assume that you're here because of the title. No. Yes. Pubs and Center says, damn, my icon looks like WTF. It does look like Anton. It does. All you need is a bag chaser's hat on. I'm sorry, Pubs and Centers. I hope you subscribe to my channel. I like you. You have a good sense of humor, and you're going to talk to me about epidemiology and public health. So I love that. I love that. Thank you from downtown 296. Thank you for your contribution tonight. You say, although I don't agree with the daughter stuff, But he said he studied Corey, obviously not well enough. Exactly. Exactly. Because when going against a comedian, you can't expect them to fight fair after you started it. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Go heckle a comedian and see how they rip into you. They don't know you from a can of paint. They're going to be talking about your outfit. How many times have we watched? Remember on Kings of Comedy when that one dude got up and Steve Harvey was like, oh, you going to get up in the middle of me talking or whatever. And then he started roasting that man's outfit. He was talking about his jacket and his chain and that he looked like he was a drug dealer or whatever. This is what we do. Or this is what comedians do. We just roast each other, on the playgrounds or in our friend groups. But it's yeah, he must not have done his research really well. What's up, Itchy Bond? I saw you. I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. Thank you for your contribution tonight. You say, how do you feel about Anton inviting Corey to do the job of his wife? Does that make the rest of the family game? Yes. Never clown a clown. Right. Itchy. Great point. Yeah, I it's justified to me. This is, if this was me, I'd be like, damn, I took it too far. He got me. That's what Anton says. Let me let this play. But he basically says he got me. Yes, he did. And he didn't have to say, I'm going to kick your butt and do all this and do all that. He just had to show your wife and your daughter. Was it worth it to ruin your daughter's senior year? I'm with Divine Photos. If he would have just left it alone and let it just be what happened on the show last week, and he never would have went to all these podcasts talking about this man and saying that this man was scared and he was going to beat him down and blah, blah, blah. If he would have never done that, I think Corey would have touched on it a little bit. He probably would have talked about Mika and Anton, and he just would have left it at that. But once you get online and you keep saying you're going to beat somebody up, that's bullying. You think you're going to bully a comedian and get away with it? No, you're not. This isn't a regular Rudy Poot hot dog stand guy from YouTube. This is a man that is in movies. A comedian from Chicago. You think Detroit is a hard city? Chicago is a hard city too. We gotta stop. He clearly, he didn't know what he was talking about. What's up, Anna? Thanks for being here tonight. It's so good to see you. She says, hit the like button. Yes, please hit the like button for me. Mrs. Rose, I like the outfit. It's giving Regine from Living Single. Yes, Regine. I loved her, okay? I loved her down, all right? All right, let me let this play. I got to go to bed, y'all. I'm sorry.
The psychological damage and the impact, the cries that I had to hear, My immediate concern was, oh my God, who do I call? But I couldn't call anybody because everything was closed at the time. So immediately pulling her out of school, immediately making sure that I go and assess the damage, trying to figure out if we're able to get her into the same competitions. Coming up, she literally just texted me probably less than 48 hours ago.
Hold on. I missed the super chat. So sorry, Project Leroy. I'm sorry. Project Leroy says, let me put this up here. Okay. So he says the same futon, and he's talking about Anton, who we're watching right now. Wait, right here. Right? Is that anyway? The same futon who made content mocking our melanated children, the same futon who kept telling melanated people to stop being victims, now sympathy. He's a victim. I promise I'm gonna work on my drops. Like I'm gonna work on my drops so I can play. He's a victim. Yeah, look at him. Look at him reading the super chats, reading the chat. He's a victim, Project Leroy. Great points. So he was mocking melanated children. I have to do some journalism because I don't watch him, so I don't hear all the egregious things he says. Y'all know I'm late to the party. You know, I just used to watch Tariq Nasheed and Kevin Samuels all day. I had no idea that, and then I started watching O'Shea Duke Jackson. That I found him through Kevin Samuels, and yeah, so I don't know all of these things. Okay, thank you, genius. Thank you, CEO. I will I'm not doing a show this Saturday with Fatty. We moved it to Thursday of next week at 5:00. The sex tourism discussion that we're gonna have, because Fatty's we've had some scheduling conflict. So I'm gonna do another live this weekend. So if I'll play some of those videos so that we can go down the rabbit hole. Let's go down some rabbit holes and have fun. I want to have fun. I don't want to like have a description and do a title and do all of this like legwork before the show. I just want to get up here and open the panel and we just review the videos that y'all feel is important. And we can make it members only if y'all want to. But yeah. Thank you, Project Leroy. Thank you to everybody that's donated. And Ichiban, you've been a member for 5 months. Yay! He says, thanks for the months of joy. That is so cool. You're welcome, Itchy. Thanks for being so supportive from day one, literally. Thank you. And Pubs and Sinners, you became a YouTube member. Thank you. That's awesome. Thanks for being a part of the Rose Garden. You are officially a rosebud. Or a rose thorn. Sorry, the guys like to be called rose thorns. They don't like to be called rosebud, even though it means rose buddy, you know, like, but whatever. Okay, that's for another day. Let me let this play because I got to go to bed, y'all. I got a big day at work tomorrow. It's a lot going on in the federal agencies. Okay, pray for me. Pray for me.
All of the different competitions that she had lined up for this year. We were supposed to go to Great Britain. We were supposed to go to a lot of places.
I hope you still go, young lady.
I don't know if we can still do that. I don't know if that's possible.
You can.
Because I don't know if she has the
mental fortitude.
You know, their brain isn't even fully developed.
She does. She does.
You know? Literally.
You can do it, young lady. Don't let this stop
crazy. You. She had just sent me her pictures, her senior pictures, and
you know, this part right here kind of pissed me off a little bit because Corey just showed the picture of her from her karate competition. And if she just sent you beautiful senior pictures, why don't you show them? This would have been like the perfect time for you to be like, look at how beautiful she looks in her senior photos. You know, it was really unfair for Corey and them to show her at her worst, you know, right after a competition, you know, hair all over the place, you know, like, look at my baby girl. It's like, are you being sincere here? This is why I don't think you're sincere. This is why I think it's all like for clout and to sue this man.
She had also sent her schedule. Literally, this was yesterday at 10:22 p.m. At 10:22 p.m. Let me show you. See that? See the schedule? The tentative, see how it says tentative schedule?
We don't see
Leslie
it.
Daniels right here.
We don't see it.
She was sending me her tentative schedule for the calendar year.
Yes.
I don't
Me
know
too, Anna.
if she'll be able to do that.
Do you know how many gymnastics competitions I was in? You know what? I'm gonna show y'all what I used to look like. A hot mess, because I didn't know about gel back then. I had no, imagine beads all over the place. Hair sweated out, looking a hot mess. I'm so glad we didn't have social media back then. Oh my God. Y'all, my ugly duckling phase. Y'all don't want to see what Raquel looked like before braces, okay? You just don't. You just don't.
I've invested millions and millions of dollars. Millions of dollars into the well-being of my child.
Me too.
She's broken. She's broken. So for me personally, I have to figure out what that looks like. And I'm willing to do anything to protect my child, to make sure that they get the best care possible, to ensure that hopefully she can recover from this. So
to me, this is a coward move. You know, this is a coward move. Now you're making it all about baby girl. Boy, stop. Just stop it. Just stop it. You didn't give a damn about your family last week when you were putting them in danger, saying you were going to beat up a man from Chicago. It's just like, really, this is what we're doing. You're a victim. You're a victim. Yeah. He definitely is. Yeah. The Victim Olympics. Yes. Man, this dude is lame. Yes. He is a lame. God, he's a victim and a hypocrite and a tether.
that's all I have to say. I don't know what else y'all looking for. Any father understands.
There goes that dog whistle. Are you a father? Are you a victim? Go subscribe to Anton.
Any father understands what I'm saying. Any father that is in their child's life understands the impact. You know what your child feel like. You can sense it on them. You can feel it on it. You know what it feels like to take care of a sick child? You ever had a child that you had to sit with that had a fever, and then you had to break the fever because none of the medicine was working? Some of us have been there.
Oh, there it goes.
That's what it feels like.
There goes that dig at Corey, because Corey didn't marry his baby mamas, and allegedly Corey wasn't there for his children when his children were sick. I mean, it's little slights and digs, and he know what he doing.
Trying to break a fever, but you don't know what long-term damage that could make. Our entire life, we've done everything to protect our child, ensured that she's never, ever, ever needed anything whatsoever.
What?
Pray for me and my family.
This man made fun of children with autism? We don't play that over here. You serious, the Genius CEO? Is that the video you sent me? Oh, we definitely talking about that. Nah. Y'all remember the rapper Shawty Low? Let me tell you what he did one day. My neighbor growing up is special needs. His name is David. If you're from uh if you're from the east side of Atlanta, then you know who David is. He goes by the name Roscoe. Okay? Roscoe used to like to get on the train and go to different sides of town because Roscoe didn't have a car, but he liked to get out of the house. So one day, Roscoe went to the west side of Atlanta. We lived on the east side of Atlanta, east side all day. Okay. Shawty Low runs into Roscoe at some barbershop or some shopping plaza that he was in, and he decides to take out his phone and record Roscoe and Joan him and rip him to shreds on his Instagram. Let me tell y'all what happened. The east side of Atlanta almost went to war with the west side over Roscoe. We started dragging Shawty Low, may he rest in peace, for filth. Okay, you don't talk about Roscoe. You don't know. We bang for Roscoe. Roscoe was like our mascot. He was at every baseball game, every basketball game. Shout out to Coach Goodwin. Love Coach Goodwin. Okay, me and Coach Goodwin, we were the only people that could settle Roscoe down because Roscoe used to nuck. He used to fight everybody, girls, teachers. It didn't matter. If you were rude to Roscoe, he was in your face and he was about that action. Roscoe even beat up my little brother. My little brother had to go get a 2x4. And then my little brother, he got a whooping by my dad. But anyway, nevertheless, I'll see if I can look this up for y'all and I'll post it on the community tab. Shawty Low had to come out and apologize because we would not let it go. We were like, no, you will not talk about Roscoe like that. We do not play about people with special needs who are our friends. I am a very inclusive person. Everybody is welcome in the Smell the Roses garden. And some of y'all have a problem with some of the people that come onto these panels, but if you think about it, not every adult is normal. Some people are struggling with things. Autism is very real. I'm always going to be supportive of people that want to be here and want to be included. If you can be respectful, you can be here. So no, I do not like that. That is not cool. I hope he did not do that. That is horrible. And now he's a victim. He's a freaking victim. Oh, God.
Pray for me.
No, we're praying for your daughter.
My wife.
No, we're praying for your daughter.
And my family.
No, we're praying for your daughter, you little egotistical maniac.
That's all I have to say about that.
Oh, God. He's such a pig. I don't like him, y'all. I don't like him. I never liked him. I'm sorry. Y'all. I never liked him. Like, my bad. I just, most of my friends are like Corey Holcomb, are like Gavin X, Mr. Walker, are like Holly and Fatty. We live to fight another day. We fight each other. No, Anton. Roscoe was a menace. Roscoe was hell. Yes. Decatur is where it's greater. That's damn right for sure. I went to school in Stone Mountain. The high school that me and Roscoe went to is called Redan High School. Okay. Now, if you know, you know. All right. Don't talk egregiously about Redan High School. Swiss Beats went to Stone Mountain High School. Lala, a lot of you know her from being married to Carmelo Anthony. She was my big sister. Redan is where it's at. A lot of people went to Redan. Big Boy from Outkast went to Redan. We got some football superstars. I mean, we just lit. we were just a lit ass school. We're a lit ass people on the east side of Atlanta. East side all day. Okay. East side all day. Don't mess with Roscoe, and don't be a victim. Don't go barking up trees. Just don't do that. Don't go poking the bear. Don't go doing that. We don't do that. We know that we are like suburban mixed with a little hood. We know that, it's only so far we gonna take it, but we gonna ride for our people, especially when they can't defend themselves. Okay. But I want to say this one last thing before we leave out of here tonight, because I did say that I was going to talk about the fact that he was speaking with litigious words. It is very hard to sue someone for defamation. Okay. And I don't think that you could claim that. I don't think Anton's angle is defamation. I think that his claim is going to be minors and consent. Okay. Parents generally, they can consent to their child being on video, but some states they don't give minors that right? So I don't know how Detroit is, and I don't know how that would play into, because Corey's in Cali and Anton is in freaking Detroit. So I don't know how that would work if they go to start suing each other. But it is very hard to sue somebody for what is going on right now, okay, between them. So just because somebody puts out a video of your child, especially if it is a picture that was already out in the domain, it's not like Corey Holcomb used her likeness and turned her into AI and made her do something inappropriate. If Corey would have done something like that, then of course, case closed. I believe they would be able to settle out of court. But somebody like Corey Holcomb, who is sued often by people, he knows what he can do legally. So I don't think that this would be very easy for Anton to do. I do see how he's laying the bed for it, saying that she has to go get care, saying that she's going to probably miss games, that she can't travel because she's so mentally distraught, although this just happened yesterday. Anybody can file a freaking lawsuit, but that doesn't mean that you can't be countersued. And, it's silly, because really what you're doing is you're just making law offices rich, and which is silly. You should just let it go, Anton, because you started it. Okay. He could sue Corey for posting his daughter and talking about her in a derogatory way. He could file a lawsuit for defamation or invasion of privacy, but he's going to need to show statements that were false or harmful, right? He's also going to have to show where he was violated, with privacy or consent laws. So Anton already posted the video of his daughter online. So privacy is out the window. Anytime I'm up here on YouTube or I post myself on Instagram, my privacy is out the window. So just because they have a lot of money, it doesn't mean that he's going to have a successful lawsuit, So y'all don't let this don't let it grow legs, because it really has nowhere to walk. All right. It's silly. It's silly. Maybe he's just saying this because he wants to make his daughter feel better in some type of way. But you just heard what he said. He said, pray for me first, then pray for my wife. He didn't even say anything about his daughter. If it was all about your daughter, then that's all you'd be freaking talking about, right? But it was a whole bunch of pray for me, pray for my daughter, pray for my wife, because his wife is probably very pissed off at him, because she likely told him, hey, you need to calm that shit down. You talking crazy. hearing him in the house talking all wild. I will beat you down. I will do this to you. Like, no. Okay, you a grown ass man. Your back, your knees, all these things are old. You ain't gonna do nothing. Okay, my husband come home talking about he gonna knock somebody at work out. I'm gonna tell him, babe, calm down. You have a Carl Winslow back. You throw your arm a certain way, you gonna throw your shoulder out of place. I've seen my husband fight before. I've seen him hurt his shoulder. I've had to put it back where it's supposed to be. I don't want that to happen to my husband. My husband is 47 years old. I'm 44. I don't want to fight tyranny. She 30 something. I don't have that much anger in me. I ain't gonna make it. Y'all. She gonna pull, my edges will be smooth off if she get a hold of me. And y'all know it. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. So let's stop talking crazy about each other on these internet streets. If you don't like somebody, that's cool. You don't have to like them. We don't all have to like everybody, but everybody has the right to be on this space and make money and do it comfortably. Like, we need to check ourselves. So I was going to make this an open panel tonight, but I can't because I got a hard road ahead of me tomorrow. I don't think we're going to have a government shutdown next week. Let's pray. I don't think we will. Certain agencies are already getting their money, and I think we got our money, but I don't know what's going to happen to them people in Minnesota, and I don't know what's going to happen to them people in Maine. So if you're in Maine or Minnesota, y'all better buckle up. It's going to be a cold weekend. It's going to be a very cold weekend out here, okay? Oh. Y'all talking about tyranny look like a hair puller. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to like tie my hair back, put on a hat, put on a skull cap like Illa. I see you in here somewhere, Illa. You had on that purple do-rag the other night. I'm gonna have to have on a do-rag, tied, super tight, or she gonna pull all my hair out. I ain't ready for that. I ain't that mad. I'm not that mad, y'all. I'm getting old, okay? I got carpal tunnel. I can't even like make a hard fist for too long. My finger is just now healing from when I had to pull a dog out of my dog's mouth. A full Doberman pinscher almost took my whole finger off. Look at my finger. Like, I can't fight, y'all. Like, we're getting old, and Corey is freaking 60 almost. Anton should have chilled last week. It just should have been a discussion about what their differences were in opinion. All of that, I'll kick your butt, I'll do this, I'll do that. That was silly and childish. So I agree with a lot of people that were saying that. Winter is coming, so I don't know where you all are at. There's supposed to be really, really bad inclement weather this weekend. So bear down, like like Postman said earlier in the chat tonight, bear down. Someone said the tyrant will throw her weight around. Yeah, and I'm light, so I have to run. You know what I mean? I ain't got all that weight on me. I got longer hair. It's a lot of things I got to protect, y'all. It's a lot of things all of us have to protect. Our families are one of them. So I can't be out here beefing with everybody on these YouTube streets. We got to pick our battles more wise. We have to be more wise about the battles and the wars we go to fight in. If I'm subscribed to you, I like you. I like your content. Let's just make more of the content your subscribers like and stay out of beefs. Let's stay out of beefs. We don't have to like each other. We don't have to work with each other. It don't have to be kumbaya every day. Okay? But I love y'all. I hope y'all had a good time. Let me see. I think I got another. I think I got another. Yeah. Uh-oh. I missed more super chats. Let me get my life together before we go out of here tonight. Okay. So what's up, Ree Pink? She says, "Hey Raquel, sorry I'm late." She's been a member for 5 months. What's up, Ree? I love you, girl. And Triple X, what's up, buddy? Triple, I love you. You set me straight about an ex-friend of mine, and I wanted to let you know that I took your advice and I did not befriend her. So thank you, sir. Thank you. And every time I get the feeling to like want to reach out, I don't, because yeah, your words really stuck with me that night. But you say, wait, I thought Anton was the ladies' man, the Mac. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. I ain't going. I'm not going. I don't think Mika was going either. You know, he just doesn't strike me as a ladies' man, but okay. Maybe that he uses his money to get women, but that's not the same as being a ladies' man. A ladies' man can get women without any money at all. It's just his voice, his bravado, the way he moves, you know, his confidence, his stoicism, his darkness. You know, that's the stuff that we that we like. Thank you, Project Leroy, for making me go back to these. I did totally miss them because I was running my mouth so much. So thank you, Triple X, for your contribution tonight. And then from downtown, good Lord, from downtown, what you lifting? Jeez Louise. Oh my God. You're one of the guys in the gym that have to help me get the stuff down off the top that's too heavy. Because I'm be about to tumble over trying to take off the 25-pound weight from the bar. Oh my God. He says, R.I.P. Carlos, aka Shawty Low. Yes, R.I.P. to Shawty Low. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I love that song. L.O. L.O. I love that song. I love Shawty Low so much. But we was going to take him to task, okay? We can't be talking about our Roscoe. We love David. Shout out to you, David. I love you. And then Project Leroy. I know you get mad having to send me $2 just to tell me to go back to read the super chats. I owe you lunch. I got to get some of y'all's cash apps. If some of y'all could leave me your cash app in my Discord, I would love to send you some money for lunch, because y'all really keep me professional on these YouTube streets, and I appreciate it so much. I can't do this without y'all. Like, everybody has a partner. I don't have anybody helping me do this, so it's really y'all helping me, and I really appreciate that. And I want to send y'all some appreciation. So I love you, Project Leroy. Thank you so much for your contributions tonight and always keeping me level-headed and, you know, seeing the bigger picture. And I think that's it. I got a super sticker from Frederick Howard. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm going to drop the links to all of the videos we covered tonight in the description of this video. If you aren't subscribed to Mika, consider subscribing to her. She's a great content creator, and I feel like she's a fly girl. I do not think that she is this man's side piece. Stop defaming her with that shit, okay? Don't. She's too fly. She wouldn't do that. Mm-mm. I just don't believe it. Thank you, Anna. You are a pro. Man, it gets easier, but I don't feel like I'm as comfortable as you are. Like, you are so good. You and Go Cree. Y'all just have like a natural flow about y'all. It's just like we come in, we sit down, and it's just like so. And then your one-liners, like, you should be a comedian. You should be a comedian. Everybody loves your one-liners. You're so good. What's up, Gmail? Whatever, Raquel. What'd I do? I get nervous. That's why I have the song that starts in the beginning, because I need something to warm me up, like I'm going on to the balance beam. Like I need that music, like to get me ready. Like every time I come on screen, y'all see me dancing because I'm getting out the jitters. Like I get jitters. I really do. I really do. It's just scary sometimes, especially with the vertical now. Oh my God. Oh my God. But yeah, it was great hanging out with y'all tonight. Thank you all so much for your contributions. Oh, I really don't think that he's her type. Now, do I think that he's knocking down that other one? The one that Shaq 2 times is always talking about? She wearing the blonde wig these days. What's her name? She's like the bed wench, kind of. I think. I don't know. What's her name, y'all? What's her name? What's the other girl name on his show that never speaks about Black men in a positive light? What's her name? Okay, I won't start. I'm sorry. But I don't think she's the one from the show that he's knocking down. I think it's the other one. Because she's just she from DC, Janelle. She damn near like us here in Atlanta. Come on now. You ain't going with Anton, just like I ain't going with Anton. We not going. We not doing that. Yeah, her. Definitely. I'm just allegedly. I don't know. I'm just saying. Oh shit. See how people can just pop up and then all of a sudden I get it together. Let me stop. What's up, Jay Walker? My sister from another mister. Yeah. Anyway, I love y'all. It was a great show tonight. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Q? Salute to you too, Q. You a little late, but I still love you. All right. One more, because he says Anton built like Medea in real life. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. It's like, girl, go sit down somewhere looking like Rapunzel. In the video that I was watching with y'all go back and watch the video. She's like super chatting him. And every time I'm just like rolling my eyes like, girl, go sit down. Like, go sit your ass down. What's up with people in these blonde ass wigs thinking they fooling somebody? What's up with that? I ain't gonna go too far into that, but some of y'all read in between the lines. Read in between the lines when I say that, okay? Them blonde wigs be having people thinking that they are just invincible. Yeah, she need to tone it down. I'm with you on that. All right, y'all. I love y'all so much. It's 11:30. I got to go to bed. 4 o'clock in the morning comes early. I got to take my dog out on a walk for his enrichment. So then I got to get my butt to work. So look out for a post. I don't have a show. I won't be on SBC this Saturday. So look out for a stream on my channel. Maybe not so late because I don't want to interfere with their channel. But yeah, we'll kick it and maybe we'll review some of these videos y'all were talking about earlier in the chat tonight. Okay, please don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. And y'all be sweet to each other in these YouTube streets. And I love y'all so much. All right. Bye-bye.